Are guitar brands like being in a cult? Hey everybody, Jayce Allan here, welcome back to the channel. Several weeks ago, Henning Pauly dropped a video titled, "Do I Actually Believe in Something?" where he discusses, how shall I say it, the mystery or mojo behind guitars and guitar gear. Basically, it goes something like this. If people believe that tone wood is a thing, or that a mahogany body is better than an alder body, or that bone nuts affect tone, then why not let them? Why not believe in the magic of the guitar? Dylan Talks Tone then released a reaction video to Henning's video. In his video, Is Guitar Religion or Science? Dylan states, a lot of times if we believe that something sounds good, then that must be the best thing, even if it's not right, even if it's technically not the best. So it's probably more healthy to just let people believe what they want to believe, no matter what. First, let me start out by saying that facts, despite how inconvenient they may be, do matter. If you're going around telling people it's a well-known fact that heavy guitars sustain better, or that bone nuts dramatically improve tone, or that a solid brass trem block is a game changer, with zero data or proof to back it up, nothing but, vibes, you're not sharing a belief, you're spreading misinformation. And yes, there's a difference between saying, I prefer mahogany, and mahogany is objectively superior. One is a preference, the other is a claim, and claims need evidence. At the end of the day, a guitar is just a tool, like a hammer or a lawnmower, a mechanical tool for making music. And just like a lawnmower or a hammer, a guitar needs a human to turn it from just a hunk of wood and metal into something useful. If you buy a guitar, keep it in the case, and never play it, then that guitar has no more spirit or mojo than a fence post. So both Henning and Dylan are correct in saying that it is the person that brings the mojo to an instrument. But why do people believe that a guitar has some secret soul or spirit hidden away inside its mahogany core in the first place? Well, it's marketing, my friend. Guitar companies have spent decades convincing us that all these things matter. They want us to believe that we need specific tone woods or vintage style pickups with Alnico magnets. The problem becomes when we buy into that marketing and guitar mythology somehow becomes sacred. So is guitar religion or science? Well, I'm here to suggest a third option. Could the guitar be a cult? Cults are often defined by a belief system that something is true that isn't really true, like believing the world is flat or that some alien will return to take its followers away to paradise. The followers of the cult blindly follow the leader. They will push back on any attempt to call out or to criticize the cult's beliefs. Fender, Gibson, and PRS aren't just guitar companies. To their most devoted fans, they're something closer to a belief system. And like any cult, they come with sacred texts, vintage specs, high priests, signature artists, and heresy, buying the wrong brand or questioning the cult itself. Criticize a Gibson Les Paul and defenders will rush to point out how little you actually know about guitars and that they are the only ones who know the truth. They will swear up and down that a Gibson Les Paul has some sort of magic, and that no other guitar can even come close to producing a sound that a Les Paul can produce. Even guitars made to the exact same specifications in wood, yet lack the Gibson badge and the headstock. Yet when somebody outside the cult plays a Gibson Les Paul next to another brand of Les Paul style guitar, they may not see or hear much difference between the two at all. So should we simply let people believe what they want to believe? Does believing brass trem blocks make better tone or that guitars have mojo hurt anyone? Well, possibly. Guitar players spend untold amounts of money and time chasing tone, and falling for these types of myths just makes the hunt for the best guitar sound even more endless. So why do we fall for it? Why do we believe in this mythology? Why do we want to be part of the cult? As humans, we're wired for tribalism. We want to belong to a group that shares our values. When you buy a certain brand, you aren't just buying a guitar, you're buying a ticket into a community. You're buying an image, you're buying status. Think about it. When you see a player with a beat-up, road-worn Fender Telecaster, you instantly make assumptions about their taste, their influences, maybe even their skill level. Brands spend millions to ensure that their logo acts as shorthand for cool, authentic, or quality. We aren't just buying mahogany and wire, we're buying the feeling of being connected to the legends that came before us. That's a powerful drug, and it's one that makes us overlook flaws we'd never tolerate from any other product that we purchase. So is the cult of guitar as bad as it sounds? Well, if you believe your guitar has soul, you might play it more. If you play it more, you get better. If you get better, you make better music. The mythology then, irrational as it may be, produces a real outcome. In that sense, maybe Henning and Dylan have a point, not because the myths are true, but because believing them has genuine value. The danger only arises when the devotion to the object outweighs the devotion to the art. When we spend more time arguing about the proper tone woods or the correct number of windings on a pickup than we do actually writing or playing songs, then the cult has won and the music has lost. So where does this leave us? Is guitar science? Yes. Physics, acoustics, engineering? Religion? Well, it's also deeply personal, almost spiritual for many players. What about cult? Guitar has real cult dynamics baked in, especially when it comes to the major guitar brands. But here's the thing, the actual magic of a guitar has nothing to do with the headstock badge or the wood species it's made from. Instead, guitar mojo comes from the approximately 7% of people around the globe who play the guitar. They picked up a simple chunk of wood with strings and pickups and made art. They made music. And that's where the real magic is. So what do you think? Is guitar science, religion, a cult, or something else entirely? Let me know what you think in the comments. And as usual, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again next time.